Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're all doing well. This is William from Allegory Gallery, and today we're going to have a pretty nice show for you all. We have items designed by Bob Burkett. Now, we do have and have shown in the past items that were made by Bob himself. Um, these are not those today. Today we have items that were designed by him but are cast with his authorization by another maker. So these were not hand cast by Bob. These are designed by Bob and cast by someone else with his permission. So one thing that means these are going to be beautiful because they're designed by Bob. Two, the second thing, they're going to be less expensive because they were not hand cast by him himself. Some of his other pieces, we have smaller pieces of his. I think they range $30, $40, $50. There is only one thing that expensive tonight, and we'll get there. It's more expensive than that. Suzanne says if he approves, good enough for me. Yes, he set this up so that his items could be cast. He set this up many, many, many years ago. And we know the person doing it. Everything is legit. It's all good. If you don't know Bob, maybe you don't. Bob is a kind of master carver, metalsmith. He taught many, many, many people. I shouldn't say many, many. He has taught a number of people close to him, including some of our family members, some of our friends, how to carve waxes for metal casting, and also how to do the metal casting. Many people say it is because of Bob that Shibuichi actually came kind of back and had a resurgence. Shibuichi is a copper and silver alloy, and Bob was a big, if not the reason, a big reason that you see more Shibuichi in the world today, especially here in the Western world. So Bob was really a kind of a pivotal figure. I'm saying was because he's had some health issues that have stopped him from being able to carve and do his work. He is still alive. And so we're always happy to get his things. Like I said, we do have some of his things that were made by him when he was able to make things. These are not them. These are designed by Bob, cast with permission by someone else. And so that means the prices are going to be pretty good for y'all because these are being cast. Very good quality casting. And what we have for you today is mostly bronze. There's a piece in Shibuichi, and there's also there's some in pewter, bronze, polished bronze, Shibuichi, and sterling silver today. So we've got a number of things for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy this. I really enjoyed going through these and looking at them. They brought back a lot of memories. I used to go to shows where Bob would be there and we'd chit chat and talk, and he would be carving during the whole show. He'd carve out pieces. By the end of the show, he had pieces ready to make, or maybe it didn't work out and they'd all get melted down by the end of the show. So it was amazing to see how nonchalant sometimes he was about the things that he made, because he would just carve them and at the end just smash them back up if they weren't up to his standards by the end. Marianne is here. Hello, Marianne. Good to see you here today. We missed you yesterday, I think. Michelle is here, unless you were lurking, of course. Michelle is here. Suzanne is here. Let's see. Norma is here. Hello, Norma. Julie is here. Hello, Julie. Marianne says drool time, right? So Yes, definitely drool time. Lots of great things here, and I'm excited to be able to share them with you. And we'll get to the show here in a few moments, but as you know, we always like to chit chat a little bit first and hang out with y'all and see what you've been up to. Um, Please let me know how your day is going in the comments, and I'll take it from there when I see some comments. Until that, I'm going to let you know how my day went. Oh, Sandra's here lurking in the background. Hello, Sandra. Marianne was not lurking yesterday, reading and sleeping. Got to get that rest, right? That downtime, it's important. Julie says, haven't been able to watch in ages. We're glad you're here, Julie. I know we haven't seen your name around on our feeds very much here recently. I hope you're doing okay. So please like and share, everybody, too. We've got multiples of many of these, so it's not like you're probably not going to get something if you share with your friends, right? So my day was spent, of course, taking the cats out into the yard. We do that every day. I did the invoicing for yesterday's show this morning or this afternoon. I can't remember what exact time. At some point I did that today. And I just didn't get around to it last night. I didn't really take the night off. I was doing some other things, but I just didn't get around to it last night. So I did the invoicing for last night's today. So you should have those invoices. I was at the cottage for a very large part of the day, doing a bunch of shipping and sorting and packing. I shipped out a bunch of packages and I sorted even more. So I've got a lot combining for some of you out there, and those will be pretty large packages going out here in the next few days. I'm getting more and more caught up, which is kind of very nice for me. I feel good about that. I feel bad that we've slowed down since Barb has been gone. Between the transition between Andrew not being here and me doing as much as I can around here to keep everything going. I'm glad that we're getting things out the door. I get a little bit out pretty much every day that I'm here, but it's not always a lot. Yesterday and today I got a good bit done. Lennis supports lurking. Hello, Lennis. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. I was just going to say, I was leading up to that. I saw our neighbor Susie today. She brought over some vegetables from her garden, which is very good because she brought over some beautiful looking tomatoes and some peppers. And last night I used up most of my peppers making some pasta. So I ended up making pasta last night. We were talking about what I was going to make, what I was going to eat. I ended up making the pasta with meatballs, fake meatballs, of course. And I'm probably going to have leftovers tonight because I sauteed. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say. Thank you for all of you who talked me through seasoning my cast iron skillet, because I did that. I think Danette helped with that, and a few of you also helped. I seasoned it, and it is now not sticking. It's wonderful. So that's a good thing. So I pulled that out again today or last night, and I sauteed up some onions first, and then added some a yellow pepper, which was more like an orange pepper. It was an orange bell pepper. And then added some banana peppers, some sweet banana peppers. Susie brought me over some peppers, but she wasn't sure if they were sweet or hot, so we're going to find out. I don't mind either way. I like hot peppers too. And so Andrew's not as fond of them, so I'm going to check them before he comes back in case they're hot. But I sauteed up the onions, the orange bell pepper, the sweet banana peppers from the Amish, as well as some zucchini from the Amish and some mushrooms. And I sauteed that all together with some butter and, well, some oil, some butter, some balsamic, some salt and pepper, and oregano and garlic and onion powder, and got that good and sauteed up, and then added some tomato and tomato sauce with basil in it, which I love. I love a basil tomato sauce, and I get a really good one from Aldi. I really like it. Sometimes the tomato sauce I like to doctor up a little bit. The one that they have, I do not generally. And so I got that all in the pan, boiled my noodles, baked up the meatballs in the oven, the fake meatballs in the oven, and had a wonderful pasta last night. So I used up a lot of my peppers and tomatoes. So I'm glad that Susie brought me some more. I can work with those over the next few days. And I stopped off at the Amish today as well and got some corn. They had Silver King corn, which we were talking about Silver Queen the other day, and I remember Silver Queen from my youth, but I have never had Silver King corn. I don't even know what that is. So I got a half a dozen of Silver King corn and a half dozen of the regular yellow corn that they have. So I'm very excited for that. I'm going to have some corn with my pasta tonight. And then I also got some peaches because their peaches looked very good. And as I was unpacking everything today, one of the peaches fell off the counter and hit the floor and broke open. And so I had to eat it right away, right? And it was the juiciest, most flavorful peach. It was like this big. And oh, it thinks I'm doing hearts. That's good too, because I loved it. And as soon as I took a bite, it started like running down my hand. So it was this giant peach. I went out into the yard to eat it because I took the cats back out again and went out to the yard to eat it because it was so juicy. It was running all over me and the floor. But it was not like super soft or, like tasted bad. Like it was right. It was perfectly ripe. Teresa is here. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Susie says, let us know how the king corn and Silver King. Yeah, I've never heard of Silver King either. So I don't know. Norma says the peaches do seem to be extra good and juicy this year. I don't know what it is, but these are good. I don't know if they're all like that, but the one that happened to fall on the floor and break open, it was like telling me you must eat this now because it was so good. So because I was out there and the cats were out there already, Barnaby and Gilbert went out with me to eat the peach. And so I decided to work on today's lots on the table outside on the porch. So I worked out on the porch today, getting these lots together for y'all, making my banner for today. But that's why I was a little late putting the banner up. I always say I try to put the banner up by 6:30. It was like 6:37 or 6:38 or something like that, I think, before I got the banner up. Maybe even later than that because I was eating my peach. My peach got in the way. So, but I was not unhappy about that. So that was, that's the other thing. So, okay. So this is a new shipment. These are newly received items that I'm going to show you today. And we have been waiting for these. These were supposed to come in last Monday, I think. And they have been delayed by FedEx this whole time for about a week. Now, I was about ready to get online and talk about how terrible FedEx is because in the past, it is the one shipper that we have had the most issues with. But I cannot do that because this is what they did. So we haven't ordered from this supplier in a while. We've gotten things from Bob through other ways, but we've not ordered from this particular supplier in a while. And I don't know why that is, but we just haven't. And to tell you how long it's been, actually, it was in our first store, our very first location, when we were in front of the bookstore in Ligonier, between 2011 and 2012, 2013. So when we put this order in, we filled out the form, did all the things, said to ship it to the house. So they went to ship it to Ligonier, and they said that the recipient refused the package. And I said, I've been waiting at home all day for this. I did not refuse this package. And I tried calling them at one point, and got put on hold for so long that I had another call at the store, and I had to take them off hold, I had to hang up. So that's probably good though, because I was like, "Where's my package? Why won't you ship my package?" So the package was delayed, and finally they sent a notice that it was going to be delivered again today. And I was like, okay, that's great. So I was down Ligonier running some errands downtown, and I saw the FedEx truck come up near the house. They were turning up near our house, and I was like, yes, here it is. So I ran up there. I got in the car. I flew up here, going the speed limit, but I got up to the house, and the FedEx truck was nowhere to be seen. And I'm like, of course, they're just wandering around the neighborhood, not delivering to me again. So I checked the delivery, and it said it was coming from Johnstown. And normally it sits in Hunker, Pennsylvania, which is where the depot is. And I'm like, well, it must have gotten to Johnstown somehow, and it's coming from that truck instead. I said, wonder what happened in around here. So I waited. I did some things at home, nothing. So I said, I got to go. I've got to go. So I was heading back up to the cottage again to do more shipping. And I got the notification that it had been delivered to Allegory Gallery in Johnstown. And I'm like, why in the world, when we put our house address, I said, we must have put Allegory Gallery on our address for our house, and they didn't recognize it. So they said that we refused it because it was a residential versus a business. So I ran up to Johnstown today. Our tenant signed for it. And I texted him. I said, are you home? Can you please put it downstairs, or I'll come up and pick it up? He was home. I ran up to Johnstown to get this package because I'm like, our people are going to want to see this stuff. I want to see this stuff. We've been waiting for it for a week. And so I get up there and I take a look, and I'm ready to, be very angry at FedEx. And I notice that the shipper, instead of using the address, our home address that we put on our form, they shipped to the last address that they had in their system, which was from 2012 or 2011. And so the store downtown would have been the one that refused it when they tried to deliver it. There's a reason for that, because we haven't been in that location. We don't even have a store in town anymore. So the FedEx people found our store by going to our website, printed out, I should have brought the box up. They printed out, they went to our About Us section or our Contact Us section on the website, printed it out where it said what hours we were open, what days, and where our location is, taped that to the box, and for no cost, forwarded that box to our new location in Johnstown, which is kind of incredible. Like, they went through a lot of work instead of rejecting that package and just sending it back to the people who shipped it. They took the package back to the depot center. They researched who we were, looked at our website, found our new address, put that on the box, and forwarded it to us. That's incredible. Like, that is not something I have ever come to expect, which is kind of really amazing. So anyway, that's how this stuff has finally arrived, a week late, but it's here. I had a beautiful drive to Johnstown today. It was a beautiful day. I had kind of been like toiling around here at home, and then I was in the cottage inside all day. And so other than taking the cats out for a quick little morning walk, I wasn't outside very much today, and it was beautiful. And so I got to take that beautiful drive, which really helped. I was really getting into kind of a bad mood. I've been writing a lot on my personal Facebook page and my William Tries Things about things I'm realizing, and dealing with kind of working through some, I think, past traumas and things that I've gone through, and mental work. And I think a lot of that has, when you do that kind of mental work, which a lot of you probably know, sometimes you can get in your own head, and sometimes you come through, like, you have these epiphanies, and then sometimes you just have times that it brings up things that just, it's like that bad energy that you got to let go of. So I had, I think, a lot of bad energy that was starting to build up. And taking that drive today just was exactly what I needed when I needed it. So it's like everything came together. Had a beautiful drive back and forth to Johnstown. Got to talk to our tenant a little bit and some of his friends. He's working on a roof, and he's almost finished with it. So they were kind of relaxing a little bit and playing some cards, I think. So it was good just to do that. So that was my day, which is kind of a crazy, went from waking up on the wrong side of the bed today to kind of being a very pleasant and beautiful day. So lots of good things throughout the day. All right, let's see who else is there. Teresa says Silver King corn is great, a newer variety of corn. Nice. Yeah. Sorry, I dropped something. I've never heard of it, so that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to put that in the microwave, like we talked about, and microwave that corn to tender goodness. Susie is here. Susie Wyatt. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining in. I'm here. Andrew is not, though. Andrew is in Massachusetts up at Snow Farm Craft School. And he's learning. I just blanked on it. I just blanked. I know. I can think of it. Putting the plastic on the things. It's not electroforming. Somebody tell me. Somebody remembers what he's doing. I can't believe that. Anyway, somebody's going to say it in the comments. Anyway, he's up there having fun. He's doing great things. That's going to make me crazy now. Somebody tell me. Help me out. Michelle says, wow, that is amazing. Marion says, amazing. Teresa says, wow. Suzanne says, corn with peppers. I know, right? Corn with peppers is good. Marion had a thunderstorm this morning. Powder coating. Thank you, Michelle. That's exactly it. Powder coating. Powder coating. I'm like, you put the plastic powder on the stuff and you coat it. What is that? Powder coating. Yeah. Some days, y'all, some days I remember a lot of things. Some of them just fall out of my head, like at the worst possible time. Michelle says, which I still don't quite understand. I don't know the process. I have never powder coated anything. What I understand of it is that you charge. I could be totally wrong. From what I understand, how it works is the metal gets charged by electric, and it creates, how it can create static if you rub metal or rub something. It creates electricity and static. The powder is then sucked on by that static cling, and then it is heated or in some way attached to this stuff, to the metal. That's what I understand of it. I don't know if that's correct, but I believe that's how it works. Is there is a static charge that's created by electricity. The plastic powder coating is adhered using that current and that static, and then it is melted onto the piece. But I'm sure there's a lot more to it. I don't know how Andrew's getting all these wonderful designs and intricate. It looks like very intricate, kind of painting-like things. I don't know. That's what he's learning, because I don't think he knew how to do that before. But I'm pretty sure that's how the general process of powder coating works. I used to see some people do it. My dad worked in auto body, and sometimes they powder coat things to make them more rust resistant or make them lighter. And so sometimes various car parts are powder coated, And usually, from what I remember, it's hooked up to electrodes, and that metal is then charged, and then it's sprayed with the powder, the plastic powder, and then it's heated, and it envelops it. Sandra says, I was going to say frosting something. Right? I don't know. Susie says, sometimes I forget what I'm saying while I'm saying it. That's what I just did. It was like there to come out, and then it just dropped. It didn't quite make it. That's what happens. Marion says, I understand powder coating, but couldn't remember what Andrew was learning. Yes. So that's what he's doing up at Snow Farm in Massachusetts this week. He popped on yesterday. If you did not see yesterday's live, if nothing else, take a look at yesterday's live. There's a lot left from it, though. But if nothing else, take a look at it for the tour of Snow Farm. He gave a little tour of the campus, a tour of the metal studio. So if you've never been to Snow Farm Craft School up in Massachusetts, I think it's in Williamsburg, Massachusetts. Williamsport or Williamsburg? I think it's Williamsburg, Massachusetts. And take a look. He did a little tour. It showed some of the pieces he's working on, the pieces his teacher has worked on. So it's a good chance to get a glimpse of what it looks like. It was beautiful. It looked beautiful. Very kind of rustic, very scenic up there. Kind of wish I could go, but yeah, it looked nice. So yeah, how's everyone else doing? How's your Tuesday? Having an eventful one? Having a non-eventful one? Anybody do anything today? Anything exciting? Anything happening? Do anything fun? Do anything? Go anywhere? Do anything? I went a lot of places today. I was downtown at the post office. I tried to stop. So I was going to get an appointment for my hair, and I was pulling into the parking lot and looking for a quarter for the meter or a dime or a nickel, anything. I had pennies. All I had was pennies, and it won't take pennies. Because I was going to just run in real quick and run out. And I was in a lot of our meters in town, you can hit a button and get a free 15 minutes. In our parking lots that's next to my hairstylist, it doesn't allow that. So I needed some money, or else I was going to walk out to like a $7 ticket probably. So I figured my luck, because at that point the day was still not great. So I was like, so I was looking. I had my bag. I was looking through my bag, trying to find at least a nickel or a dime. And that's when I saw the FedEx truck. And that's when I said, okay, it's telling me I don't have any money to do this. I'm going to leave. I'm going to follow the FedEx truck back home and hopefully get this package. And that's what ended up not happening. But so I never got down to actually make a hair appointment today. So that's something I need to do. But I was downtown, and I ran up to the cottage, and I ran up to Johnstown, and then I'm back. Michelle's adding a sliding clasp on. Nice. Yeah, anyone working on any projects? Anybody got anything going on? What have I been doing? Just keeping everything together myself. I'm doing some laser stuff. Maybe tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to work on the laser to get out a few more things that y'all are waiting for. Last of a few things I've got to do on the laser, and to get things shipped out. And I don't know if anyone watching has anything like that, but I got laser stuff to do. I got a few things to do at the cottage for sublimation. I got to do some sublimation stuff. Tomorrow I have my pottery class, so I'm going to find out what my pendants look like in person. My teacher sent me a quick photo of the pendants, but I haven't shared it yet because I want to see what they really look like up close and in person, and then get my own photos to share with you all of those. And I'll get those up for sale probably in the online store maybe this weekend when I'm at the store. We'll see. Marianne printed out some digitals on Sunday, but reading takes a lot of time. Reading does take a lot of time. Sandra says, anyone having tips on focusing? Focusing how? Focusing on projects? Focusing your mind? Focusing cameras? What kind of focusing? Susie says, had a job interview today. Oh, good. How did that go? Hopefully it went well. Karen is here with us. Just joined in, looks like. Hello, Karen. Thank you for joining us today. It's a beautiful day. I don't know what it's like. Focusing on projects, says Sandra. How do you focus on a project, everyone? I'm not a good person to talk about that because I skip from project to project to project. Unless I am really inspired. Like when I made this, and when I did these little felt samples that I did, I was inspired that day because I woke up from a dream on making this, and that's when I made that. But otherwise, I'm one of those people that jumps around, like spicing projects here and there until they're all finished or never get finished. But if anyone has any focusing tips for Sandra, I would love to hear them too. I would love to hear them. Marianne procrastinates. That's kind of my way of focusing too. Procrastination until you're almost not able, literally until you can't procrastinate anymore. And that's how I get things done. That's how a lot of my life is. Trying to get away from that, but it's not working out so well. Kind of glad to know other people are like that, but also kind of hopeful that I can change that a little bit. Michelle uses music. Music can help, right? Marianne says deadlines help. How do you create a deadline for yourself, though? Right? Like other than like, I know, Sandra, you're working on stuff for a show and you've got that deadline, but you don't want to wait until like the show's almost here, right? You don't want to do that. So how do you self-impose a deadline? Anyone got any tips on that? I would like to hear that too, because I'm not good at it. I tend not to stick to my own self-imposed deadlines. I'm like, oh, it'll be okay. I still have a few days. Suzanne says, if I'm not feeling it, I let it go until I do. That's good unless you have procrastination issues and deadlines. That's what I do too. So Teresa's doing classwork for a medical herbs class or medicinal herbs class. That's cool. I don't know if I knew you were taking a medicinal herbs class. That's cool. Where are you taking that? My mom's really into all that, and I'm into that too, not as much as her. She's always been into natural remedies, and from as long as I can remember, her getting magazines and reading them and books and reading them, that's what she's read about. Sandra procrastinates. Yeah. Michelle says, I have to have sounds in the background, but nothing distracting, so I find music helps me focus. Yeah, I can generally have a hard time. I have a hard time working in silence. So I have oftentimes the TV or music on. And as long as I have something going in the background, it generally doesn't distract me. Because I'll pick a TV show that I've already seen a lot of, like reruns and stuff. And then it doesn't distract me so much. Sometimes I get to doing something when I'm watching a show that I haven't seen, and I realize I missed like 3 episodes of the season. So I got to go back and rewatch them. That's a little annoying. Susie says, I think the interview went well. It's for home infusion, which is one of my passions. I love teaching and giving patients the ability to care for themselves. That's nice. That's good. It's good when we can find our passions, right? It's good when you can find them, and not only find them, but live them, right? Like, I don't think every passion should be turned into business or work, but if you can do things that you are passionate about, I think that really helps. Marianne's like, some people make lists. Shrug. Yeah, I make lists. And then I'm like, it's okay if that list didn't get crossed off. I'll just change the date on that list till tomorrow. Yeah. Teresa says it's an online class. Nice. That's awesome. That's good. I like that. Sanders says it's a big show. Over 30,000 people come to the show over 4 days. I'm only doing Saturday, though. Any ideas on how many pieces I should bring? That's a hard question, though, too. Because Do you know the? Do you know the? Have they told you the general idea or price point of the show? Like when we do the one in December in Pittsburgh, that is like a one and a half day show. They tell us a general price point that most people are looking to spend. It's kind of a gifty show, so they tell us that. Have they given you any type of criteria like that, or any ideas of what it is? Because that matters a lot too, right? Whether you're going to have a show that is, whether it's high dollar, and then maybe you don't need to make as much. You need to focus on making like nice, so people are going to spend. And if they spend a lot, then you don't have to sell as much. Or if it's a kind of a gifty show, then you want to make stuff that's a little bit on the gift side of things. The amount of money people would spend on a gift for someone, and then you can make quicker pieces and make more of them. So I think that's important to know, the dynamics of the show if you can. Teresa says, I have an amazing infusion nurse. Good. That's good. Marion says, I almost never make a list. I make a lot of mental lists. Sometimes I make a physical list. Usually I do better when I make a physical list. I almost never do it. But I do actually get more done when I do, and I should do it. I don't know why I don't, but that's life. Sandra says, no, but I heard they have mid to high. They have artists too, so it's a range. I will check officially though. Yeah, see if you can get those numbers. Sometimes the show promoters don't give you that stuff. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes it really is truly just a very wide range. But like I said, sometimes when we go to shows, we know if it's kind of, we get an idea from the promoters of the show what kind of price point most people seem to do better at. If the show promoter's really in touch with what's going on at the show, they might have an idea of that, and it might help. So, and also sometimes they have numbers, depending on if like some show promoters like send out surveys and stuff after. They might have an idea because this is your first time doing it, so you're a new person at the show. They might have data on kind of what to expect as a newer vendor, as opposed to a vendor that's been there multiple times, because that matters too, right? Sometimes people see a new vendor and they flock to them, and then sometimes, as a new vendor, it's harder to get people to come to you because they're coming to all the vendors that they've already been to and that they know. So see what kind of data they can give you. Say, give me any data you've got. I'll take it all, right? I'm a data person. I like that. I like having the data. Karen took a mental health day today. We had to let 2 fur babies cross the Rainbow Bridge in 3 days. Oh, that's sad. That's terrible. They were old and in ill health, so we were expecting it, but it doesn't make it easier. No, it does not. It doesn't, it doesn't matter whether you're expecting it or not. I guess in some ways it makes it, you can go through the process maybe sometimes easier if you're expecting it, at least, if you have to make that call. But it does not make it any harder or any easier on the heart, on the brain, on the emotions. It's always a very difficult thing. So our thoughts are with you, Karen. Having been through it, I know what it's like. But thankfully, if they were both old, you got to spend a good bit of time with them, and that makes a big difference. Sandra says, I know one person who did this show, so I will check. Are they somebody who does things like you? Because they may do the show, but if they're not doing the same kind of things, is it all a jewelry show? Is it completely jewelry, or is it all? You said you have other artists, so is it just art and jewelry? Gotta know. Gotta find out what you can. Find out what you can. Dale is here. Hello, Dale. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Sandra says, apparently they have been doing it for 30 or more years. Nice. All different things. Yeah, so try and talk to people who sell the kind of things that you sell, because I know you focus more on higher end and working in gold and silver. And I would see if you can get, I don't know if you're the person you know works in that kind of thing or not, or if they can put you in touch. Maybe they have friends at the show who do things like that to get an idea. Although talking to people, if you don't know them, sometimes that's not great, because sometimes people are very secretive about things like that. All right, let's flip this camera around and let's get this selling show on the road. I only have 20 lots for y'all today, not our normal 30. I was going to go and try and find some of Bob's originals that we have to round it out, but I figured that might take me a lot longer than it would be worth. So we have 20 lots for y'all today, so you can pace yourself by that. All right, let me flip this camera around. Drop the camera like it's hot. Okay, here we go. Settings, camera, back camera. Don't mirror anymore. There we go. We don't need to see those things. Let's bring this up into here. Let me turn on my other light over here. Gives us a little bit more illumination. Illumination station over here. Actually, maybe I'll put I have my little handy dandy light stand here that is terrible, but I think we'll use it today. And if I can stop myself from knocking this over, we'll be golden. All right. Oh, and by the way, today only, we're gonna give you an extra 10% off the prices on these. Extra 10% off the prices on these. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. Yeah, what the heck? What the heck? I'm having a good day. Let's have a good day. Anne is here. Says, hello, AG Bead fam. I was lurking while writing postcards. Nice. Nice. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for hanging out with us. My ears feel like they need to pop, so if I sound funny, I'm trying to pop my ears. Sometimes it doesn't work so well. Let me see here. Where's my claiming banner? So to purchase from this video, these are XB lots. XB. I was going to do BB, but that was our bone beads for Bob Burkett. So I was like, what can I do? We had XA the other day, so let's do XB today. So put XB1, for example, in the subject line of an email. Address that email to info@allegorygallery.com and hit send. That's all you need to do. These are first come, first serve. If there's a number in this bottom corner, like this number 6, that means there are 6 of them available at this price. Remember, for 24 hours only, you're going to save 10% off of that price. So this is not the final price. I will take 10% off of your invoice if you order before the next live tomorrow. All right, the next live tomorrow. Okay. And I don't know when the next live tomorrow is going to be. So let's just say 7:30 tomorrow. I'll even give you to 8:30 tomorrow, since we're starting at 8:15 here. Because I have my pottery class. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see. XB1 are these skull pendants, the holes back here. These are in a polished pewter. This is a pewter skull pendant, so it would hang like this. Suzanne says, your pendants. Maybe I'll show my pendants, right? I could do that. That'd be a quick little show, but I could do that. I didn't get to make too many of them yet, because I wasn't sure how they were going to come out, and I didn't have the other ones done, but maybe I'll do that. It's a good idea, right? I'll do it after I get home, since you're usually still on the live when I get home from my class. So maybe I'll just start the live a little bit later. These are XB1, $5 only, pewter pendants, Designed by Bob Burkett, and these are produced with permission by someone else. So that's why instead of this being like $60, it is only $5, done in fine pewter and polished pewter. And again, it hangs this way, so that the rope would come this way, or the chain, or whatever you use, and it would hang down like this, which is kind of cool. XB1, 6 of those available, $5 each. You are saving 10% today. All right. And I got my email up and running. I will let you know if we sell out on any of these. Until I say so, we have not sold out. How's that? It's going to be hard for me to keep track anyway, because counting all them up. But I will try and let you know if we sell out, especially on the ones that there are only 1 or 2 of. All right. What a good deal on these. These are crazy good prices. XB2 is this beautiful koi fish button. Koi button in pewter. And there are 6 of these available, only $5 each. So these are great if you want to use them. Make a beaded loop for a bracelet. So do you know what I mean, everybody? So you could have, like, this is not a, you wouldn't want to loop this big, but like you'd make a beaded loop, and then this can come up through the loop, and use that as the closure on the toggle. Or maybe it would look better if I did it like this. Like, so you bead the loop, and then you fasten this through it, and then you have a closure. I almost launched that across the room. So this is XB2 koi fish. In pewter. And that's a button. XB2, $5 only. Marianne says, yes, not that I've ever made one. Make those beaded loops. Give it a try, Marianne. Give it a try. All right, XB3, $12. These are really cool. Let me see. All this stuff is like in bags and multiple bags. Like each one of these is in its own little bag. So this is a pair of seahorse earrings in bronze. So seahorse earrings, pair of seahorse earrings, designed by Bob in bronze on silver ear wire. $12 for the pair. 6 pairs available. Aren't those cute? Aren't those cute? There you go. XB3, $12 a pair. You get them back in their bags. In one bag, in another bag, and then back into this bag. No, that bag goes in that bag. Boy, y'all gotta keep this all together. And there we go. All right, back into the big bag. I gotta take a drink. One moment. One moment, please. All right. Where are we? This is one of my favorites of the night. Just so you know. And, oh, let me pull up. I do want to pull up. Sorry, everybody. I want to make sure that I've got this right. I believe that these are bronze. Sorry, I'm keeping you all in suspense, I know. Yes, this is bronze. This is a bronze cicada bead. Very large hole. Very large hole. It's an antiqued bronze. This hole size, I should give you the sizes on these, right? Let's do that. Make sure this is at 0. So this is about 12.5 millimeters by about 27.5. The hole size is a 6 millimeter hole. And they're these beautiful antiqued bronze cicadas. I love cicadas. I actually asked, Andrew had, I think, one of these on the order. I'm like, we got to take that up to at least 3. At least 3 on the order. And so that's what he did. So there are only 3 of these available. One of them has sold already. I love them. I'm hoping that there's one left for me, maybe, or I'll just order myself another one. Also, by the way, if you are watching and you are new, you have not ordered from us or haven't ordered for a while, please do make sure that you can do it at the end, but just make sure that we have your current shipping address. We just want to make sure we don't ship to the wrong place, like this order got shipped to the wrong place. We don't want that to happen to your items. So please make sure that you send us your current shipping address. And we will, we always send out an invoice via Square, just so you all know. That's how we work, invoice via Square. All right, next up, this is a polished bronze bee. Polished bronze bee designed by Bob, casted by his friend with permission. And this one, I don't know if sizes help you all or not, if it makes sense for me to do this, but 20.5 approximately by 13. And the hole size in this one, whoops, get in there. That's a little hard because that little bee mouth, it's about a 3 millimeter hole. It actually looks a lot bigger than that, and it might be, but yeah, like almost 4. Marianne says, even with the right address, things can go awry. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? XB5, $12 only for this polished bronze. These are bronze, everybody. Bronze, not brass. This is nice quality bronze items. XB5, $12. I only have 6 of those available. And then they're gone. And remember, you're getting an extra 10% off all the prices listed if you order within the first 24 hours of this video. We're giving you a little extra bonus for watching our lives. Anything that's left over, these will go into, we'll probably do an album on our Facebook page. And then we will put these into the online store or the physical store. And those will not have the extra discount on them. So that 10% off is for you only who watch. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being our biggest supporters. All right. Next up, we have this dragonfly disc pendant. And that's in an antiqued bronze. There is only one of these. One and only one. It's about 29 millimeters. And then with the bail, about 37.5. You can actually still see his signature in there. I think it's 2014 is the date, looks like to me. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. 2014. Burkett. XB6, $20. One of those available. And this is not that heavy. Let me get my little scale out here for all of you who like to know weights on things. Things like pendants and that, I know sometimes it's nice to have the weight. It's about 9.6 grams or 0.34 ounces. And again, only one of those available, XB6. Let's check our Instagram here, who's watching. We had Julie out there on Instagram for a while, Kathy Dorfer. I don't know if you're all still around or not. Beauty Boutique joined us. Thank you so much. Glad you could all hang out with us. Mary says, I could have taken delivery of someone else's pizza the other night. My address was on it, but I hadn't ordered it. Ooh, free pizza. The universe was trying to give you free pizza, Marianne. You declined. You declined. That's probably nice of you. I hope they found the right person. Next up, XB7, $8.50 are these dragonfly tube beads. Bob loves dragonflies. You see a lot of dragonflies in his work. And this is one of his tube beads, $8.50. This is solid bronze, 15.5 millimeters by approximately 8.5-ish. And the hole on these is about 4.5 millimeters. Dragonfly tube beads in bronze. And most of this bronze, we have some polished bronze coming up. Most of it is an antiqued bronze, which is how Bob did a lot of his work. XB7, only $8.50. Before your 10% off, 6 of those available. XB8 coming up. These are really cool. These are really cool. This is one of the polished bronze. And this is, I'm going to see if I can, these are tiny. 3-faced skull beads. So there are 3 sides, carved skulls on each of the sides. These are only $3 each. This is a polished bronze. It's kind of very golden. And this is about 6.5 millimeters by about 7.5 millimeters. And the hole is about 3 millimeters. Great for your leather projects. At only $3 each. And you're getting 10% off. $2.70 each. What? Did I go crazy on these? Did I write down the right price on these? I better check that price. Yeah, that's right. That's right, everybody. I can't believe it. I'm used to seeing Bob's, the real prices. Nothing was $3. Nothing. But, that's nice that you can get that now. And his work is available this way. Let's see, that was, what is this? XB7, we have sold 3 of the 7s and 2 of those 8s so far. So 3 of the tubes, the dragonfly tubes, and 2 of the 3-sided skull beads. We've got another 3-sided skull bead coming up. This one's in the antiqued bronze. Maybe you didn't like that bright one, so we also have it in the antiqued bronze. So we have one in polished bronze. Boy, it's hard to even try and get it up to, here we go. Same size, same design, but one's in the antique bronze and one is in the polished bronze. XB9, $3 each only. What a deal. Plus you get 10% off. That's 30 cents off. $2.70 a bead for bronze beads designed by Bob Burkett. How times change, right? XB10. We have sold 4 of the XB8s. So we've sold all of the XB8s. They are sold out. Thank you so much. XB10 is this skull bead in bronze. The hole goes top to bottom on this one. And you see that Bob always did those dimples in the side of the skulls. I love those. And so these ones are a little bit bigger than the other ones. So let me give you, these are almost about 12 millimeters. Let's see, 12 by 7, 7.5. And then width-wise, they're just about 7. Angela's checking in late. Hello, Angela. We're doing items designed by Bob Burkett. XB10, little skull, 6 of these available in the bronze, $5 each only. $5 each only. We have sold 4 of XB9. We have 2 of those available left. XB10 so far, we have all 6 of these available until my emails catch up and start coming in, I'm sure. Because at $5, those are a great deal. I think our tiny skulls from Indonesia in the store are more than these, and they are not bronze. These are incredibly good prices. I think those tiny skulls, I don't know if they're $6 each, and they are not bronze. So these are incredible deals for y'all that we were able to get. XB11 is the same skull again, but in the polished bronze. In the polished bronze. Look at the difference. Let me show you. You see the difference? Right? Let me show you. So this is the XB11. This was XB10. Same design, just one's polished up and one is antiqued. XB10, XB11. Same size, same hole size, just different finishes. These back, try and put them in the right order so it's easier for me to deal with later. One of the XB11s is sold. We've still got 5 of those available. Remember, we only have 20 lots tonight. We don't have our normal 30. Wait till you see what all we've got, y'all, though. All right, XB12. This is an amazing price. This is a large skull, XB12, but it has a movable jaw. This pendant is, again, your chain or your rope or your leather would come out this way and it would hang like this, and that little jaw can hang open. And this is in the polished bronze. We only have 1 of these. We're able to get 1 of those. Karen says that's so great, isn't it? I love it. Bob made such great things. I hope he can get back to making. And this one has sold out. Thank you so much. There's chances that he's talking about, from what I've last heard, that he might be able to get back into some making. So I haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know where that stands right now, but I do hope he's able to. Okay, so that was XB12. And of course, we got that in the antiqued bronze as well. So XB13 is the antiqued bronze version of that, which gives it that kind of very kind of rich, nutty color, which I really like too. So like I said, I don't have any beading wire to show you how. Where is all my beading wire? Well, let me see if I can, there, just break one of these rubber bands. See if I can get this through here now. Maybe, yes. So there it is. It hangs like that. XB13, and that one has sold out. Thank you so much. I didn't give you the dimensions on that, so let me just, for those of you who bought these, let me tell you, 13.5 by about 22 by, with the jaw closed, 18. Both of those have sold out. Thank you so much. I had a feeling we should have gotten some more of those, but you see, those are on the higher end of things. We weren't sure how everything would go. Now these are really cool. These are a 2 koi ball in bronze. So there's one of the koi fish. There's the other koi fish. You can see they're kind of swirling up on each other. And the hole goes this way. Wait, where's the hole? Well, the hole could go many ways, actually. I don't think there's actually an official hole through here, which is kind of nice. So you can use this however you want. You could use it to hang it like this. You could use it through one side out the other. You could use any of these various holes in the bead to attach it. Use it as a pendant if you want. This is XB14. There are 6 of these available at $12 each. I think these are really cool. Let me show you another one so you can see. And these are, let's see, let's just do these at their widest. It's about 15.5. Their longest, 18.7. And this way, about 14.5. XB14, that's the 2 koi ball, $12, 6 of them available. You're going to save that extra $1.20 on those if you order in the first 24 hours of our video. Get the good prices now. All right. Next up, these are a polka dot donut spacer bead. Polka dot donut spacer bead. They look like this. They're $2.50 each. I have 6 of them here. They're in bronze. Just a great little spacer bead designed by Bob. 10.2 millimeters by just about, it's 4.9, and that hole size is just about 3 millimeters. $3mm hole size. XB15, there's all 6 of them. You don't get 6 for $250. They're $250 each, but I think that's a great price. So if you need some spacer beads, those are really cool in that antique bronze finish. And you could polish these up, buff them up a little bit if you don't like that full antique. You can get your polishing pads out too. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And we just sold 4 of those. Thank you. We have 2 of those available yet. Now this is another little skull. Look at that one. Look at that. I love this antique bronze on this one. This it's a full skull bead. And it is, whoa, about 10 millimeters by about 10.7 by 13.6, and the hole size on this one is about 3.7, so at least 3.5 millimeters. $7.50 only in bronze. Okay, now we get to some of these. We only have 1 of each. This is the koi tube bead. Koi tube bead in bronze. The koi fish around. And this one is $18. It's 40.6 millimeters by approximately 10.7, and that hole size in there is about 3.5. 1 available koi tube bead in bronze, designed by Bob. XB17, $18 with 10% off. What? These tube beads, let me tell you, when Bob made them himself, they did not go for $18. No way. No way. That's great to use as a pendant. It's great to use. So you could put this on a chain. I gotta pull this back out again because I want to show you. Put this on a chain and just hang it this way. You can put it this way and hang it as a pendant. You could use it like I used these antler beads that I have on. This could if you have chains small enough, you could slip the chain right through there and it could be right on the chain. It can be used in a lot of different ways. Beautiful tube bead. XB17. Kind of surprised that one didn't sell out right away. You never know, right? You never know. I never know what's going to happen. But I do believe that these will, what doesn't sell out here will sell out once we take pictures and show them. This one is Shibuichi. So I was talking about Shibuichi. Oh, Suzanne's back from dinner. I didn't know you left. I was like, why aren't the skull beads getting bought up by Suzanne? So welcome back. You're coming back just toward the end. So this is Shibuichi. Shibuichi is a copper silver alloy, and this is a Shibuichi reeds bead. They call this a reed bead because it has these little reeds on it. And so it's part copper, part silver. Shibu Ichi translates to 4 to 1. Ichi ni sen shi. Ichi ni sen shi. Yeah, shi is 4, and then ichi is 1. 4 to 1. So it was, I think, 4 parts copper to 1 part silver originally. I don't know if that's still what they're using or what Bob decided to use, but that's what this was originally. I studied a little Japanese. 23.4 by 6.7 millimeters, and the hole is a almost 4 millimeter hole. 3.7, 3.8. One of these available. XB18, $15 only. $15 only. XB19, nearing the end here. We've got 2 more to go. This is the orchid tube bead. You see the orchids on there? It's hard when something is a curved surface to show y'all, but this is the orchid tube bead in bronze. And this bronze is kind of in the middle between the polished bronze and the patinated or the antiqued bronze. Suzanne says, look at the details. I know, right? He's got a good caster for making his things because these are still very well detailed. XB18, $15. XB19, sorry, did I say 18? XB19, $15 only for this tube, and it has just sold. Thank you so much. Let me give you the size on this for that person who bought it. 48.2 by about 9.7 by about 4 millimeter hole. And that one is gone. Thank you so much. All right. And the last one tonight. The last one is the big one. The big one. I don't know how I didn't even notice Andrew did this. But he did. XB20, $150. This is a platypus link bracelet. It has 6 platypus links, and these are cast in sterling silver. 6 platypus links, cast in sterling silver, platypus link bracelet. Each one of these platypuses, 28.5 by 11.8. My ruler go? There it is. So this bracelet is about, what about? Wait, that's a hard one to. It's about a 7-inch, around 7 to 8-inch bracelet. I'm gonna see. Come on, I gotta take it off the camera to see this. It's big on me. It's a little bit big on me. But you would want it to be a little loose. It actually would fit me the way I like it. As I knock my light over. Let's pull that light back up here by its cord. Not the smartest thing to do, but that's what we're gonna do. Get that light back up here. Marianne says, neat bracelet, thanks heavens, it's too big. You can always take a link out, Marianne. They're just on here by jump rings. You can always take a link out if you needed to resize it. That's what I would do. I could almost take an entire platypus out. I would probably take a platypus out and put a little bit of a chain on there. I could actually take one platypus out. or use one as a dangle to use as the charm on it. That would be, you could link it up that way. That's probably what I would do. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I would use the link there and let the one platypus dangle as a little charm. That light is just not staying there, so we're not going to pick that light back up. It can just stay on the floor. This is the platypus bracelet in sterling. Now remember, you could also take these apart if you wanted to. Depending on the size of your wrist, you could use 2 of them as earrings and use the rest of the 4 as a bracelet with a chain on it. Use an extender chain. So then you make a set. So you have a bracelet and an earring set. And you could do that because these are just held on with jump rings. So these are sterling XB20, $150. You would get an extra $15 off. You get that 10% off. So that's probably one of the best deals we're going to have on that. All right. So that's XB20, $150. I love this. I'm kind of thinking that Andrew bought it for himself. Because I don't know if that one's going to be selling or not. We'll see. You never know. But I'm kind of thinking that Andrew had that in mind, maybe for himself. Maybe for himself. Sometimes that happens. Then he's got to do something, though, right? Let me flip this camera back around. Where is my camera? I just blanked there for a second. Okay, let me move this up. Flip this around. Hello again, everybody. So hopefully you liked that. Thank you so much for tuning in today and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. These pieces will still be available. Like I said, you can save the 10% off for 24 hours. So do feel free to continue if you wanted to wait till the end to see everything before you claimed. Send us those claims anytime. Try and get them in 24 hours so you get the extra discount. But anything that's left, like I said, we'll probably put on the Facebook page first. It might go into the D-Stash group. I have a few things I want to put in the D-Stash group yet. This might be one of them to save the extra discount still there. And then go onto the Facebook page and then to the online store probably, or the physical store. People have been asking for some bronze and silver stuff in the physical store, so maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Who knows? Anyway, save now. Get them now, right? All right, I'm going to go eat. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you maybe with my pendants probably later tomorrow night. We usually start around 7:30, but I know when I get home from I leave my class around 8:30, and I usually get home around 9 or so. And I know y'all are still usually doing the live at 9, like we are right now. It's almost 9. So we may start the live tomorrow at 9, but we'll do less of the talking up front, and we'll get right into maybe selling some of my pendants if you want to see those. We'll see. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. And thank you so much for all of your support. It really does mean a lot. Good night, everybody.